Okay, good evening, everybody. So we're very pleased to welcome Emad Zolfaghari, who's our featured soloist, interviewee, and soloist tonight. Okay, so Emad is this year's grand prize winner of the Oakville Chamber Orchestra competition, and last year also was a prize winner. And because of last year's win, he will be playing barring any more COVID emergencies, he'll be playing with us in January, Stamitz Concerto, which we're all really very looking forward to. I hope nobody minds if I share this. I'm going to share a story, and I just have to share it because it's so awesome. Last year we had a live jury, a real normal competition, and um, David Hetherington, the former principal cello of the Toronto Symphony, was one of the jurors, and he said that when he was young, now that's going back way back to the 1950s, probably or 60s, there was nobody in Toronto who played as well as Emad now plays. That is to say, not the principal violist of the Toronto Symphony, not the anybody teaching at the conservatory. Now, I am slandering people now, but they're probably deceased by now, so hopefully nobody minds that. But what my point is that Emad has the very highest respect from musicians who really know what they're talking about. So we're gonna have first of all have an interview, and good evening, Emad.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Great. We're happy to have you. So please tell us a little bit about how you started playing the viola and why you started and any early experiences you'd like to share with us.
So, when I was in the fifth grade, everyone in the elementary school had to pick an instrument. And at the time, my brother was already playing cello. And so I wanted to play a middle voice. I thought the violin was too high and the double bass too low. So I chose the viola, kind of out of just picking one at random. And it turned out to be my love for the instrument now, and I'm really fortunate that I picked the viola because it's really my favorite instrument. And so since then, I was in the school orchestra for 1 year, and I was really passionate about it. And so the school orchestra teacher suggested that I get a private teacher. And at the time, my brother's cello teacher's daughter was a violist in the Detroit Symphony. And so I got referred to her, and it was pretty much random that I got to study with her, but I was so lucky. Her name is Shonda Larry Sachs, and she was an amazing mentor and teacher for me, and I improved so much because of her. At the time, I also joined the Detroit Metropolitan Youth Orchestra, which is a higher level youth orchestra around Detroit. And I really got to play some great works in the orchestra and learned about a lot about how to be an orchestral musician. And so when I moved to Toronto, by my former teacher, Shonda, she referred me to Teresa Rudolph. And I'm so lucky to get to study with her. She has changed my technique and she has supported me in so many ways. Like, she hasn't just given me lessons, but she's also been a mentor, and she's here today. So I want to thank her for being here. And so it's really because of her that I've been able to progress so much, and I'm very grateful for that.
Wonderful. Well, so that was bringing to me that besides, um, well, this is my next question, big musical influences. Have you anybody else you'd like to name or even, besides people you've directly studied with, artists that that you admire from recordings or this kind of thing?
Yeah, so I definitely one of my biggest influences is my mother, who plays the piano, and she actually is the one who started me with music. When I was 4, began with piano, and she's the one who was always there next to me at the piano, helping me, practicing with me, and so I'm really grateful that she kept that up with me because this has led to so much more with the instrument. Um, I also, all of my teacher next year at the Curtis Institute of Music, Sinyun Huang, she is an amazing violist, and I'm really excited to study with her next year. In the summer of 2018, I studied at a summer festival with Caroline Code, who is also a violist in the Detroit Symphony, and she is an incredible mentor. We are still in contact today. And so I'm also very grateful for my friends, and they have been really big influences for me. They have motivated me to practice, and just to get better, and they're always there to listen to me when I want to run through a piece or a concerto.
That's cool. This isn't a planned question, but just so we know, like how long have you been living in Oakville?
So I've been here since the summer of 2018, so about 3 years.
Oh, quite recently. Yeah, cool. Well, welcome. We're so happy to have you here. And can you tell me the best or the most memorable music experience you've had so far?
My best musical experiences have definitely been at summer camps. As a young string player, living with my parents, um, we don't really get to be as independent at that young age. And being sent off to a music camp, getting to live in the dorms by myself, and be surrounded by other people who are as passionate about music as I am, that really led to me improving so much. And I made some really great friends at those summer festivals that I'm still in contact with today. So definitely at summer music festivals, I've met some really great people.
Yeah, I remember myself having very similar experiences. I went to Aspen and Banff and places like this, and this is super places for sure. Can you tell me a bit about what's COVID been like for you? I mean, and what you've how you've adjusted and what have you been doing recently musically, like just in the last few months?
So right when the pandemic hit, it was a big adjustment. I was going from playing in person for my teachers and peers and in orchestras and groups to being online, and that was a huge shock for me. I started out doing lessons on FaceTime, and it really distorts the sound a lot. So we really had to adjust our ears to how we listen to music online because there is a really big difference. So I've been doing some concerts online, some competitions online, and although chamber music wasn't able to really happen online, I've still been studying some works and really learning about some chamber works. So although it's really not ideal, I'm grateful that a lot of institutions have moved online and have supported us young musicians. I'm actually um, I took part in the Center Stage Strings Festival online earlier this month, and I'm also currently taking part in the Morningside Music Bridge Summer Festival online.
Nice. Well, I'd like to check those out. Can you tell me about your plans for next year?
So next year's my 12th grade year, but this year I auditioned to the Curtis Institute of Music a year early, and I was so happy when I got accepted to the institution. So next year, I will be finishing up my high school diploma, my 12th grade year, while studying at Curtis. So I'll begin the first semester online while finishing my high school courses, and if everything goes as planned, I'll be moving in January to into the dorms, and I'll start my Bachelor of Music there.
You know, congratulations. It's as probably most of us are aware who are listening that it's really one of the world's finest music schools and has never charged anyone tuition. Everyone gets full scholarship there, which is also a great thing. And but everybody should know that Emad said he would come back and play with us, even just fly back special to play with OCO. So that's really wonderful for us. Um, so where do you see yourself? Do you have any idea of what you would like to be doing 10 years from now?
So my goal as a musician is to be in a professional symphony orchestra. That's my dream. My teachers so far have all been in a symphony orchestra, and they're all amazing people and mentors. And I want to be like one of them one day. So I also want to teach on the side because I think that's really rewarding. My little brother who plays violin, he's been playing for 2 years. I've been helping him a lot, and it really made me realize how much I do want to teach the viola in my later years. Yeah.
That's excellent. Yeah, that's great. And okay, so we're going to move over to the playing side pretty soon. But so could you begin by telling us, first of all, you're going to play the Rebecca Clarke Viola Sonata. Can you tell us about her and that piece?
Yeah. So Rebecca Clarke was known internationally as a viola soloist, and at the time that she was alive, the classical music world was very sexist. So she was one of the first female orchestral players of the time. And so when she submitted her sonata, the sonata, into a competition, She tied for first place with another composer, Ernest Bloch. But the jury decided that because she was a woman, there's no way she could have composed a work so masterful. And so they just decided to give the prize to Ernest Bloch. So this piece was very important in breaking down those barriers in classical music of the gender roles. And I really love this piece as it starts with a trumpet like fanfare. And throughout the piece, you'll hear many different colors and emotions that I really love to portray.
That's great. So I would like to also introduce your accompanist, who you can see the piano there, I think, in the background. This is Rachel Kerr, and this broadcast is coming live to you from her home. And so, what can I say? Please go ahead and present this great work of art.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ahmad. And I am in my mind projecting to you tumultuous applause, which is not really. If I clap too loud, it's going to sound bad on Zoom. But anyway, we are all now. I guarantee you, we are all now applauding because that was really wonderful. Certainly, it's a great piece of music, and the it seems like Debussy is was a big influence on her stylistically.
Before ending, I just wanted to thank Rachel once more for playing with me. It's so nice to be playing with the pianist again because during the pandemic, I haven't really been able to play with the pianist. So
Can you?
thank
Yeah, come on up. Please
Ah,
come closer. Yeah, yeah.
it's so nice to see so many of you here joining us for this event. We wouldn't be anywhere without our audience. So thank you for joining us this evening.
Do you want to briefly tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, sure. Actually, I'm also from Michigan, even though I moved here much before Ahmad moved to Canada. So we share that thing in common. And I mainly work as a staff pianist at the Canadian Opera Company, and I'm also on the faculty at the Glenn Gould School. And then,
Great. Well, we certainly enjoyed your playing, and thank God you came up forward because we don't want to just hide you way the heck back into there in the background.
yeah, thank you.
Okay, then I'll say thank you again on behalf of Oakville Chamber Orchestra to both of you and for all of the audience for showing up. And it's a treat. It's a real treat for us. And thank you so much for doing it. And we'll look forward to hearing you live in January, hopefully.
thank you so much for having me. Yeah.
It's our pleasure. Okay, good night, everyone. Good night.